Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey, you guys. It is time for another lunar cycle tarot forecast. This time around, we are looking at the Pisces lunar cycle. So we're talking beginning of March to the beginning of April, okay? And this video is for you wild Geminis, Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising. If you feel like what I'm saying in this video does not resonate with you, go and watch another video, okay? Or check out your moon and or rising sign, which I got all that information down in the description box, okay? All right, let's get started. The first card that you guys have popping up in your spread is in the position of the energy for you during this lunar cycle, which I'm happy to see this here. You've got happy, happy. But what is so funny is that this is the Pisces lunar cycle, and I consider y'all the air version of Pisces, and your cards are very much so Pisces and very much so Gemini. The energy that you're supposed to be tapping into for this lunar cycle is happy, happy. So this lunar cycle for you guys is supposed to be really popping. Like, you are supposed to be surrounded by positive energy. You are supposed to be doing things that make you happy. You're supposed to be in alignment with your highest good. You're supposed to be just living your best life, Gemini. And this could be by way of certain opportunities. This just could be by way of the energy that you are putting out, because you know whatever energy you put out into the world is what you do get back. This could be by way of the people that you have around you or the situations that you have going on around you, but very positive energy popping up for you here, or at least that's what you're supposed to be tapping into. And I'm only going to talk that much about that card because I want to get a little bit more into the other cards in order to explain this first card a little bit more, okay? So let's move next into your crossing energy for this lunar cycle. And you have one of my aw shit cards. Y'all know I can't stand this card. It's the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card that carries the energy of just feeling completely played. And that could be by a relationship or a situation, but whatever has happened in your mind, it makes you feel super bad, makes you feel betrayed, makes you feel slighted, whatever's going on. And this is crossing the happy, happy energy. So, Gemini, what this is telling me, what is very interesting is this is an air card. It's a swords card. So this is your element. For a lot of you Geminis, and y'all know I don't sugarcoat it, there may be something going on around you that shouldn't be going on. I'm going to quickly, for those of y'all in relationships, Gemini, you very much so could end up dealing with a situation where your partner has done something that just puts you in a bad headspace. And that doesn't necessarily mean cheating, but for a lot of people, when the Three of Swords comes up, that is what it means, because it does deal with betrayal. Even if you're not in a relationship, Gemini, something that you are invested in or something that you are close to or that you think about a lot or whatever, something with that is off or it's not right. That's the best way that I could put it. And when I say that, I mean that when you find out what it is, you're not going to be happy about it. And that's why that's crossing your energy. As far as that card is concerned, I do talk a lot about being able to turn the crossing energies into upright positions during this particular lunar cycle. I don't think that that is necessarily what needs to be done. I do think you need to get a clear understanding of what the Three of Swords actually is and why the Three of Swords is happening for you and what it's meant to either clear out or bring in, okay? Moving a little bit forward, you guys have the Hangman in the position that is carrying the Pisces influence, which is where you're going to receive a little bit of enlightenment, where you're going to receive a little bit of intuitive guidance. This is why I can't stand recording videos at my school. Why are people in the hallway yelling? I don't understand. You got the Hangman coming up in this position. For those of you guys that don't know, the Hangman is a card of observation. It's also a card of sacrifice and figuring out exactly what it is that needs to be let go by taking a step back and looking at your situation for what it truly and honestly is. So Gemini, this is not a love reading, but this is very much so popping up. For a lot of you Geminis, y'all could be dealing with somebody that you are very much so because you have the Three of Swords here, and it's not like a love card, but very much so, you might be involved in business with them, or you might just have them tied up in a lot of everything that it is that you do. They are either doing something shady, or they're doing something that would not be right. Like, it wouldn't sit well with you. This Hangman card coming up here is telling you that, Gemini, whether you want to believe it or not, you are going to be pushed into this kind of mental space to where you have no other choice but to kind of take a step back, size this person up and down, or size the situation up and down, and that's where you're going to come across that Three of Swords, right? When you come across that Three of Swords, and I do always say this because I'm a whole Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, and Cancer Venus, and my South Node is in Cancer. Feel your feelings. Go through your emotions. Don't be reckless. Don't be crazy. You know, we are coming into a Mercury retrograde with this lunar cycle as well. So just be mindful of the way that you're speaking. But also, that could also be the energy that is bringing up this Three of Swords too, in regards to whatever's going on around you. As you figure these things out, or as your eyes start to open in regards to what's going on, who's betrayed you, what doesn't work for you, rock with your air energy. You got to be smarter. You got to be a step ahead. You're going to have Pisces energy looming over, which is very emotional, which does lend a lot to the Three of Swords, which is your crossing energies. Like, your heart is probably going to be hurt, and your heart and your mind are going to be all over the place, possibly, during this lunar cycle, behind this happy energy. So this is not to say that it's going to stop this energy. Remember, you guys are Gemini, so you guys can go from one end of the spectrum to the next and whenever you want to, you know what I'm saying? But the Hangman, being that enlightenment card, is whatever you need to see, especially if you haven't already seen it, or if you haven't already tried to figure it out. Anything that you've started to have little inklings on, or started to kind of start to feel a little weary about, trust and believe is going to come out this lunar cycle. You're going to figure out what you need to figure out in regards to whoever this person is or whatever this situation is. But I will say that it is something that needs to be snipped. You don't need to deal with it. With that being said, the next card that you have is the Moon. And this is in my Oracle deck. This is in my Nature Nurture deck. Or Nature deck. Nature Nurture by Marcella Kroll. This is a card that deals with timing, and it's also 23. So, first I want to talk about 23. That breaks down to 5. Something is shifting for you during this lunar cycle. And when I say shifting, I think something is coming to an end for you during this lunar cycle, Gemini. I don't know what, because I don't strongly feel like, I don't want to say like, oh, this is for sure for Geminis in relationships. But at the same time, I do feel like this probably does resonate with some of y'all in relationships. You got the Moon card coming up, and that is the timing card. So that does tell me cycles are ending, cycles are beginning. There are certain things you need to figure out, and you will figure them out as you should. Everything is in divine timing. So as things start to unfold, Gemini, don't rock with the, oh, I see that, but that's not really I'm not rocking with that, so I'm going to pretend like I don't see it. No. As these things start to unfold, they're unfolding for a reason, because this Three of Swords, you need to figure out what this is, who this is, how this is, because this is really holding you back from true happiness. Even if the Three of Swords is shielded or it's masked as something else and in somebody else, that's just not a good situation for you. It's just not. So, it is what it is, Gemini. I hope y'all don't give me a little thumbs down. If you feel like you need a little bit more clarification, or if that made you feel like you need a personal reading, you can book one with me. All that stuff is down in the description box for you guys. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time.